So shackled by guidance, like if you see the title, it's very interesting and it means a lot to youth because they are flooded with advices. And the advices comes from all corners. We have relatives, parents, teachers, and the digital space everywhere. Everybody's like, and this world is, it encourages unsolicited advices as well. So, I was to take biology for undergrad, but I took maths because I was guided into it. And certainly in those days, it was parental pressure. Parents are well-meaning, and they always mean good for you. Because in those days, only 2 subjects used to be more prominent, and particularly if you are a Bihari, then just engineering and, doctorate. So these are the only things people used to, the parents would like their children to be either doctor or, so because my elder brother was already, he had taken biology and they expected that he's going to be a doctor. So they asked me to take maths so that I become an engineer. And believe me, maths always remained a Latin to me. So till date, when I meet students of maths, then I ask them, what does this formula mean, a plus b the whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab? It's been decades that I passed my 10th or I did my graduation undergrad in maths. And still I don't know the application of this formula. Similarly, the Pythagoras theorem. And when I asked them, perhaps the teachers were good, they taught me, but somehow they did not educate me enough. So my first interaction, I would say that meaningful interaction to humanities happened when I started preparing for my civil services exams. And that was public administration and anthropology. These were the 2 options that I chose. And the day I picked those books, I felt as if I'm at home. It was me living through those books. Anything, what I did, what I saw in my surroundings, I felt those are mentioned in those books. It is just because my heart was there. When I used to read, I thought I was reading my life and ecosystem I was breathing in. It doesn't mean that maths is not good or any science subject is not good, but my heart was there in humanities. But I was shackled by the guidance that was given by my parents in those days. What I request the parents and teachers now when I speak to them is that you do guide them because you are a well-meaning person for them. You mean good for them, but try to hear their voice as well. That is important. And the students also, the youth also, they need to interact with them, and there should be a democratic interaction where they can speak about their heart and say what exactly. Now, do you know what is the population of India? It is 1.46 billion, that is 146 crore. And 65% of this population is less than 35 years of age. And the median age of the Indian population is 29 years. As per the National Youth Policy 2014, any person falling in the bracket of 15 to 29 is considered to be a youth. And prior to that, before 2014 National Youth Policy, any person falling in the bracket of 18 to 34 is considered to be youth. So 65% of 1.46 billion people, they are youth. So that's why we consider it to be a youthful country. We call it as a demographic dividend. But how many of us, the youth, in fact, are ready to take the responsibility of contributing constructively in nation building? Do we do that? And if we do not do that, then the same youth, the population is going to be demographic baggage or burden. We have been seeing how active the youth have been in our neighboring countries. They have changed the government. But were they really fed properly? Were they doing what they did because of the information which came to them was right? Were they guided properly? The most prominent guiding force nowadays, more powerful than family, is the digital space. So let us go to the stats of the digital users in India. In January 2025, 806 million individuals were using internet. That is 55.3% of population. When I talk about the population, just remember, we are talking about 1 billion or 146 crore people. So 55.3% are using internet. and 49 people added just in 1 year, from January 2024 to January 2025. And 491 million persons are using, they are social media users. Again, 33.7% of the population. And how much was the addition? 29 million in 1 year. Everyone is now, doing this, using social media. So social media, an influential advisor. So have you ever heard about the term, this SMU? We call it Social Media University. This is what is feeding us. We are being guided by this. Social Media University. Everyone is getting information from social media and they believe in what it is. Have you ever heard about this term called simulacrum or hyperreality? So simulacrum means that what you see in social media is a simulated version of reality. It is so much exaggerated that it is nowhere close to reality, most of the information. And still we believe in that. Morning we get up using that internet. And let me tell you, very interesting thing. I was just a couple of days back, we were watching this Asia Cup. And we were having that nail-biting finish. I was seeing that with my son. He's a grown-up son. I can't call him kid, a grown-up youth. And when we were watching, when we were in the last overs, when in 3 overs they were, they were asked to score 30 runs, then immediately he opened his ChatGPT and he was just asking ChatGPT if we are going to win or not. Every ball was bowled and he would ask ChatGPT, now what is the situation? Are we going to win or not? Believe me, we were seeing live. And I was telling him, don't tell me, I know, I have faith in my cricketers, Indian, we are going to win it. That was the national fervor that it was there. But for that kid, it was ChatGPT. So content analysis is important than content creation. Whatever you get, whatever you are fed with information, please analyze it before you take a call. Don't get shackled by that. It's not a proper guidance that it is giving you, believe me. Now competition. In this fast-paced world, we are in rat race. Everyone, your family members, teachers, everyone would ask you that be competitive. This world is competitive, you have to be competitive. But what sort of competition are we talking about? Is it destructive competition? And what is destructive competition? Destructive competition means more than celebrating your own growth, you envy others' growth. You celebrate others' failures. Long back when we were growing, there was a beautiful advertisement, the surf advertisement, which used to say, "Uski sari, meri sari se safed kaise." That's a perfect capturing of the psyche. And second, there was another advertisement of Oneida, I remember that, Oneida TV. And it said, owner's pride and neighbor's envy. So we were more concerned about the envy. That is what we humans are. Destructive competition. Just imagine, if the school that you come from, the youth who are sitting here, the students who are sitting here, they're affiliated to CBSE. And what would your parents, your teachers would ask you to do? They will tell that these are the students who are doing good, fairly good in the class, you should compete with them. You have the potential, you should compete with them. Now just imagine how many more schools are affiliated to CBSE in this country. How many schools are affiliated to ICSE? How many schools are affiliated to state boards? Thousands and thousands and hundreds and thousands of students are appearing for the same examination that you are appearing for. So the competition that you are having is with invisibles, but we are forced to compete with each other in the classroom. Just imagine if you start working together with the visibles, who are your classmates, who are your colleagues there in the school, and start capitalizing on their strength. So what is going to be the net result? I'm going to speak a bit about our ancient scriptures, what is written there, the verses there, because we are used to nowadays, read self-development books written by some foreigner or a Western author, or some motivational books, leadership books, but everything is there in our scriptures. So this is a beautiful Brihad Aranika Upanishad giving a mantra, a peace mantra we call it, which explains the spirit of collaborative effort. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Om sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kashchid dukha bhaga bhavita. What does it say? It says that let everyone be happy. Let everyone be free from ailment. Let everyone be free from sorrow and suffering. Then there would be peace around. The idea is to have a very, very healthy and happy atmosphere, ecosystem around you, which means that be together. Let everyone be happy, then you're going to prosper. And that is what is constructive competition. There is there. We just need to understand the meaning of those verses. And now in this, again, fast changing world, earlier we used to say that IQ is the most important thing that we should have. All students, we used to see the merit list first and gauge a person by how well they score. That is IQ, the merit list. But if you go now to companies and if you want to be employed, the employer doesn't look on IQ. They would look for three main things. One, how good a team player you are. How well you can coordinate with your teammates or your co-workers, and how good you can contribute along with them, because nothing happens in silo, not even an innovation happens in silo. You have to have one either behind the screen or in front of the screen, a partner. So EQ is important. How good you are a team player. Then they would ask how well you can communicate, your communication skill. And the communication skill, when we say, that means that are you going to add value where you're going to be, or you're going to be the reason for conflict there? That is communication skill. And the third is, what we talk about here is how passionate and compassionate you are. Because if you are there with passion, if you believe in what you are doing, then certainly your contribution is going to be maximum, and that would be meaningful contribution. So EQ is important. Again, I'll come back to one of the verses in Maha Upanishad, chapter 6 says, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. It seems to be a very simple term, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which is being used a lot nowadays. It says the world is one family. But do you know how deep this wisdom is? When we talk about the world, here the world is not just the human beings that we are talking about in this. We say Vasudeva Kutumbakam represents the entire natural world, including living and non-living in the cosmos. The mountains, the trees, the rivers, the birds, the animals, fauna, flora, human being, everything is there under this Vasudeva Kutumbakam. So the day you start appreciating your neighbors, your surroundings, you won't be worried about what climate change is. You'll start appreciating it. So you just need to respect that. And that is what is Vasudeva Kutumbakam. That is how you gain EQ, emotional quotient, when you respect each other. Everything what is around you, because that is contributing in your growth, be it living or non-living. Then how do you get that emotional quotient? The best thing is for you to do meaningful and mindful volunteering. Most of the people we live in urban areas. We don't even know what exactly is happening in rural area. Even today in India, 65% of the population is living in rural area. When we talk about policies and its implementation, so we don't even come to know where it is happening. So what is required is go to the community, learn from them, stay with them, and when you learn everything, then you will see how well you grow, how well your emotional quotient is going to happen. So for meaningful and mindful volunteering, and then the 6th chapter of 5th verse of Bhagavad Gita says, Udhared atmanatmana, natmanama vasadet, atmev hatmeno, bandhuratmev ripuratmana. That says that mind is so powerful that it can elevate you or degrade you. It can act as a foe or a friend of evil. So everything is here. Start believing in yourself. Start believing in your mind. You have that potential to do everything. Live your passion. Even when you are in some profession, you can still live your passion, pursue your passion. And believe me, it will keep you in good stead. You will never get that mental health issues that we are talking about. If you are living your passion. Every day, just go and do that. And passion is not a dream, but it is a direction. Somebody has told this, and that's a beautiful thing that they have said. So education and professional trajectory, that is what we struggle about. What is going to happen after I come out of the school, or after I'm in some profession, where am I going to end? Am I going to be a CEO or not? All these things. Believe me, you cannot predict what is going to happen next moment. Then why are you worried about your whole thing, the trajectory of life? I started as doing undergrad maths. Did my master's in sociology, did my PhD in psychology, started writing community policing book first, published by international publisher, then I wrote human trafficking, and the last book is transgenders. And when I thought enough of these research books, I started writing film scripts now. And I've written a web series and 4 film scripts, though it hasn't gone to production level, but I have written that. I've written short stories, working with social area. And the social work that I am doing, I'm working with the most marginalized community, which is DNT, denotified tribes, Bedia community, thousands and thousands of children that we are working with. And they are the people from whom I have learned a lot. If I say that if I have grown, if at all I have grown, if I have developed my personality, I give full credit to those community people and those children whom I have worked with. Even the police organization, I have been in direct touch with the people, so that is where from you learn. So don't start thinking a lot about your educational and professional trajectory. Live your life at this moment and enjoy togetherness. So Bhagavad Gita in last 18th chapter, 63rd verse says, a beautiful verse. Iti te jnanam akhyātam guhyād guhyataram vaya vimarshye tadasheshena yathe chakshi tatha kuru. Here, after giving all wisdom in Bhagavad Gita, so Lord Arjuna says, Krishna, I have given you everything that I can tell you about. I have given you all wisdom, but think over it and then decide what you wish to do. So actually and finally, it has to be your decision. Don't get shackled by others' guidance. You have to take a call. Even in Bhagavad Gita, after giving everything, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna. So believe in yourself, believe in the strength that you have, your potential, your mental thing, and you will do wonders. And don't look at others as competitor and don't compare yourself. Everyone is unique, every human being is unique, and you will be proud. Thank you so much.